While we had the break, I had to Google this shit. Yuri Bezmenov, 4 stages. He goes, demoralization, that's education. That takes a long time. That was our childhood. Like, our generation was in the middle of that. Second phase is destabilization, where the economy is attacked. And, I mean, now is the perfect time. Everything's shut down. It's like, money, what does that fucking mean? Like, you know, goods, commerce, all that. That third stage is crisis, where there's a world event that kind of puts everybody, like, at unease. And then after that, the fourth stage is normalization. Once we normalize, and that's what I feel like. I mean, I don't know about you guys, putting on masks becomes the new norm.
It really does.
The idea that, you know, our freedoms don't get to be our freedoms anymore. Like, there's that place up in Chad or whatever, where they have no-name military just taking people away. Like,
that's important.
This is the new normal. Like, oh, it's in Portland. I thought Chad was in Portland. I don't know, Seattle.
Seattle.
A lot of this weird shit we're seeing just becomes the new normal. So, are we primed to the end of our like, America? I still believe is one of the, you know, despite there's a lot of problems with it, but, you know,
well, I always say
not rallying as a nation.
I always say, what caused the Roman Empire to collapse? It collapsed from the inside out, and this is exactly what's happening right now. I think I texted you guys this a couple of days ago, where I said, Chris, I remember one time in a podcast you were asking me, do you think that the U.S. as we know is coming to an end? And I remember at that time I said, I don't know, but it's going that way if we don't turn around and fix the problems. And it just seems that it's just accelerating. I mean, the fact that Trump yesterday or today said, oh, maybe the election should be postponed. I know he has no power to postpone it, but the Republican Party is essentially letting him do whatever all that he wants to do. So, I mean, the Congress is the one that has the power to do that. And as of now, the Senate is still controlled by the Republicans. So, I mean, in essence, he can get away with it because he's probably going to get allowed.
Yeah.
So it's the new norm.
Yeah. Also part of this too, I think we have a very dangerous addiction to attention nowadays. Everybody wants likes, follows, all that shit, right? And one of the things that goes, viral quick is incidents between, where we have, victims and, oh, this was an injustice, especially nowadays and stuff. But I kind of saw this coming and stuff when we started making people famous for no reason at all. No reason at all. So now everybody thinks I should be that. I want that. And I'll do whatever to get it and stuff, right? Even if I have to be the first one that's offended by something. And that's quickly where it's going. And that was pretty much right there. That Stu was like the kind of birth of cancel culture. Now I want everything has to be this way or get rid of it. You know what I mean? And it's dangerous, dude, because also too, it's a lot of ideas die. You can't have any honest conversations. You can't have anything that slightly might be offensive to any way in any which way. So it's I mean, the whole theory that Chris was talking about, like, I believe it, dude. It's scary.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's a real thing. I mean, especially if he's a former Russian agent, definitely it must be true. Because, I mean, Russia's been doing that to other European nations. And the fact that he's doing it now to us is to them is the biggest achievement. Because, the U.S. always do it as like that negative, the opposite of Russia. And now that the fact that shit is being done here, I mean, what better achievement than to bring down, quote unquote, the best nation in the planet?
Well, it's just one thing I'll tell you, Lalo. If you don't need Twitter, get rid of it. All it does is get people in trouble. All you see in the
wait, I have no social media.
Yeah, well, I understand Lalo has to have it, like, caricaturas.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I have all these platforms is not because I like to go in there and like let's see what's going on with so and so. It's just I post my stuff there as a way of like, hello people, here I am. Please give me a chance out there in the animation industry.
The thing is that you can't have. There's so many times where I'll like Instagram's probably like my main thing. I like to go on there and stuff and like I'll see people's stories. And
Hell
stuff.
yeah! Look at the big booty bitches.
And people put like on their stories like stuff, and like sometimes I'll know it's not accurate, but I'll just keep going and stuff. I want to say so much. I'm like, that's wrong. You're like it's inaccurate what you're posting right now. Like you have this idea, but it's not 100% true, or that's not the full story. But I just gotta keep going and stuff because it's like I know that if I get into this, we're gonna be fucking going out of this shit like all fucking day
and it always ends with it always ends.
I agree. I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I know. I'm in total agreement. I think don't have social media, but for Lalo, because he's a content creator, I say keep that shit. Because hold on, because a controversial. Look at that kid that made $20 million because he wore a red hat.
Dude,
when it comes back around,
not trying to get too distracted of the topic, but there was a story that I guess a Starbucks barista, he ended up making so much money because there was like a Karen that went all crazy on him. He ended up like being given like in a GoFundMe thing, so much money, and now she's suing that kid because she deserves half of the money.
Because he went viral because of her.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah.
So yeah, well, at the end we're still America. Everybody's trying to make money out of somebody. But anyways,
so ridiculous.
I see those things. I see you see it on the news all the time. Oh, he tweeted this and he tweeted that and he went on a Twitter rant, and it's just fucking. You can go over there and you would think that you can have a universal fucking opinion. Like cancer's bad, and somebody, fuck you, like you can just have any stupid ass. And let me ask you guys this stuff. Back to the whole incident stuff, right? What would your parents do if they saw this video? And let's say that video of that kid with the security guys went viral, and it was you. What do you think your parents would do to you? Mind you, because I'm asking.
Beat the fuck out of me. Just beat the shit out of me.
Lalo, right? He said he was 15, right?
Yeah.
No, he's not an adult yet, so obviously he should be. Parents.
Well, at the end, he did get I don't know if you guys noticed, but I sent you 2 clips, not just one. The second one is the kid actually getting handcuffed, and they took him to security, and they took a report. And the fact that he was a minor, they must have called the parents. Hey, somebody needs to go pick up this kid. I know that if that would have happened me, I would have get an ass whoop no matter what. I would have gotten an ass whoop no matter what. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I would have been punished no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, my dad doesn't take exception to that. Like, I got my ass beat too. I mean,
okay.
It wouldn't have mattered to my dad if they put their hands on me or not. He would have been like, yeah, don't do that. You know what I mean? I mean, but
okay.
That would have been all bad. Like I think my mom just had a sheer embarrassment would just kill me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing is like you're embarrassing me by having me come down and pick you up because you've been an idiot. Like no.
Yeah. Well, hopefully something like that. I mean, the kid needs some sort of consequence, dude. Fine, you don't want
you would think.
You would hope, but I don't know nowadays, man. I really don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to you guys as fathers, and to you, Salo, as an uncle, like, what do you do if it's your kid or your nephew, niece? Like, what would you do? How do you
See, I would say before all this shit happens, when stuff like this happens, I want to explain to my kid what happened. And it's like, and this is my job as a parent. Hey, you fuck around, there's going to be consequences. And if the fucking cops don't fucking do nothing to you, I'm not going to say anything on this podcast. But,
yeah, like there's certain things that you'd rather have the cops get you because if you're on the streets doing some stupid shit,
sometimes just not telling them is like worse, and You know what? Just don't do it, because don't find out. Don't find out.
Well,
Because I'll tell you right now, that same kid, right? He's riding around in a hood, and he hits a child of like a gang member of some sort. Don't give a fuck how old you are. Your ass is gonna get your
That's
ass.
the other thing too. That's the other thing.
Like, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? So, but again, we go back to what the facts are. He did it. They're security officers that aren't supposed to do that, no matter what that person or that kid was doing. Even if the person was an adult, you're not supposed to touch anybody. I don't care what they do. If they swing on you, now if they hit you, if they swing and hit you, then it's different. But if they swing and they miss, just walk away from the situation. That's your job as a security officer. You're not supposed to confront. You're not supposed to, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, is it?
Have you come close? Has anybody swung on you?
Oh yeah. At the gas station, dude, I straight out threatened the dude. I said, "Let me take off this," because you have your fucking stupid little uniform and shit. I was like, "Bro, I get off in 15 minutes. I'll take this shirt off real quick. We go handle this shit in the back of the fucking gas station, like in the back of the building." Absolutely. Oh yeah. And
Oh,
him,
don't do this.
and this will be a
I would have
drug addict and all that. He's teasing and he's talking shit. And as soon as my shift is over, that guy disappeared. I didn't see that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but
God, I would have loved to see that.
Hey, those are those moments where you're like, I'm like, I could lose my job for that shit. You know what I mean? So it's again, those security officers on the video, sure, they might have, by some people's eyes, they might have done the right thing. But when your ass is out of a job because flea market's getting sued, guess what? You don't have a paycheck. Who's gonna feed you? Who's gotta pay bills? Who's gonna help you pay whatever? I mean, granted, we don't know how old these people were. Maybe they're young, they don't have any major bills. But somebody like me, I can't afford to fucking lose my job over some stupid ass kid that doesn't know how to follow rules. Sorry. That's the difference. That's what you gotta think about, is that it's not as simple as he disrespected me. He's breaking rules, so I'm gonna go tackle him or confront him or whatever. No. You gotta think about the bigger picture. Because in my position, if I lose my job, people aren't eating at home. And guess what? That kid and the flea market, they don't give a rat's ass when I'm at home not getting paid. That's as simple as it comes down to.
That's
But
also another problem too. Is like that the fact that they can sue that easily that's a problem. That's just not right.
It's not that they could sue that easily, Juan. He's a minor. No matter how you look at it, he's a minor, bro.
Hopefully his parents, as good or bad as they could be.
If his parents are paisas, they probably won't do shit. They probably whooped his ass when he got home. But if he's got like a Mexican dad and a white mom, oh, who knows?
That's enough.
Straight out, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Or these Americanized like parents now that are descended Mexicans
Chicanos?
that might be like, no, fuck that, right? So that's the whole thing about it. And that's why earlier I was talking about the security officer doing wrong, because he's making a bigger problem than what it already is. Because if those parents really wanted to do a lawsuit there, they would win hands down. Because they would have been like, that adult touched that child, period. No matter what you say, no matter how you... Oh, but he was riding his bike in the thing, he was talking shit. So what?
The other thing is that the same lady that posted those two clips, she also posted a message like, this is the flea market's phone number, this is the address, call them, tell them the officer, demand the officer to get fired. When I punched out that day, before I left, I asked the lady that answers the phones, how many people have called? Only 2 people have called complaining. and she told me, one lady called saying, "Oh, I don't think it was right. Maybe the officer should get fired." And then another male caller called, just complaining, and ended up hanging up the phone. Like, didn't even finish saying everything he needed to say. He was so angry that he hung up the phone. Only 2 calls.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still up to the flea market's discretion to whether, no matter how much people complain and shit, to fire that guy, right?
But it's just so funny because this lady was just really trying to get people on Twitter to call these people.
That's what I'm talking. That's the addiction of attention right there. Like, I want to go viral. I want to be the offended one. I want to be a victim. You know, it's like that
But
part.
that's that demoralization phase we're in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of internet warriors, and that's what they are. They're internet warriors nowadays, and they, because I guarantee you, when you see a lot of these people face to face, they won't do shit. It's only online. This is their power right here.
And you know what's so funny?
In real life. Yeah. They won't in real life, but it's easier when you're behind, an anonymous screen, or even you have a handle or whatever.
Their fingers.
Well, this is why the guy went out of his way and started posting a picture of me, because to them this is exposing me. Like, you guys are free to find this guy. If you see these guys,
I guarantee you, that dude in your face wouldn't say or wouldn't say or do half of the shit.
Dude, I had a guy
he wouldn't say nothing to you.
I had a guy asking me, dude, let's have some coffee. Give me your address and we'll go have coffee. I ended up giving him like a previous address. I'm like, yeah, sure, let me give you my address, blah, blah, blah. He's like, hey, dude, that's an apartment building. Tell me what's your apartment. Don't be afraid, bro. And I'm like, dude, I gave him this homework. Like, all right, dude, you want to find out exactly which apartment I live? Watch my cartoons. And one of my cartoons, I actually put my apartment number. Go ahead, do your homework. So far, nothing. And then I had another guy that...
No, but just give him the address to SJPD. Like, oh, no.
Yeah.
What is it, 200 heading? No, it was just so funny. And the funny thing is...
because he's not going to drive over.
Nobody's going to do anything about it. I know, they're just saying that to make me feel, like, fearful, but whatever. The funny thing is, last weekend on Saturday, as I'm walking actually throughout the whole weekend, I'm like, hey, dude, I saw that picture on Twitter. And like, which picture? Oh, like the naked chick. I'm like, dude, I ended up becoming like, hey, you're the guy on Twitter. With vendors and other employees. Like, you're the guy on Twitter.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of, I got like a little story here and stuff, right? So you guys have, I don't know if you guys have the Nextdoor app.
Yeah, I heard.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, people post like what's going on. You literally put your zip code in. People, cars getting messed with or robbed, whatever and stuff, right? So there's this one guy that posted. There's this little market here, and he said, "Hey, does anybody know? This is like back in like I think April or something, right?" He's like, "Does anybody know if that store requires face masks?" And people were like, Yeah, they do. Like, at that time, people were really starting, like, these stores were really starting to, like, require face masks to go inside. And he's all, oh, thank you very much. I won't be patronizing them anymore. I'm not going to get my rights taken away like that. Stuff, right? And I'm, like, watching this, like, oh, shit, here we go. Right? And then, dude, I'm sitting
just
there.
Just grabbing popcorn.
Dude, Ceci and I just, like, refresh. I swear to God, bro, it was, like, 100 comments. 200 comments. Refresh. Refresh. 175. Bro, they made memes out of him. They of course. I mean, they were making puns with his name. They were like, this fool lives here and all this shit, bro. I lost it when they made a fucking meme out of him and stuff, right? And I just look at Cecil, all this idiot had to do was call the store.
Yeah.
I told them that. But no, he went on this platform. And I'm kind of like, I mean, what do you think was going to happen, bro? Like, I don't know. Bad for you. Bro, he took off his screen, his profile picture. He deleted his account. And last I saw when I refreshed his shit, 800 comments, dude. And like I said, I'm like, all this fool had to do, he used his smartphone, but all he had to do was call that store. Hey, do you guys require face masks? Okay, no, thank you.
Well, Juan, I think you said it once. That's what happens when you give a smartphone to stupid people.
And I was like, I mean, I go,
when the technology is way too above your fucking intelligence, that's what ends up happening.
And then, he started insulting people back and go ahead, drink the Kool-Aid, idiots, and fucking cheap and all this shit. And people just kept coming at him harder, bro. It was just, dude, that scene in The Matrix when all the agents come and like the agents keep coming and coming and
all
coming.
bad.
and he couldn't. Dude, he had to delete his profile and everything and stuff. And I'm like, you kind of were trying to incite this, and you got kind of bit off more than you can chew. Like I said, it was an easy solution to this, but you went all the way around to do that.
Dude,
and
so dumb.
You know.
But see, we're in a culture now of self-policing. We're in this culture where, like, people can expose your address.
Hey, and I did what everybody's supposed to do. I just sat there and watched. I didn't comment because I was like, dude, if I comment, oh my God, I'm gonna get like fucking 500 comments. Even if I agree with everybody, there's gonna be some idiot, somebody that doesn't agree with me. So I was like, you know what, just fucking leave it. I thought in my head, like, dude, you could have just called the store and asked them. You could have even told them yourself, fuck you guys, I'm not patronizing you because you guys are going to make
I mean, and not just that. And you said this was going on. This happened in April, right?
something like that. It was right before everybody started like
okay.
I actually was like, I was thinking too, good luck, because everybody now is slowly starting to, like, the local grocery stores on the other side are starting to do the same thing. Costco was already doing the face mask thing too, so it's like everywhere you go, you're gonna have to wear a face mask if you want to buy food.
Yeah, I was thinking that this happened like recently, because I was gonna tell you, like, also you're dumb enough not to know what's going on around you. Like, you're still wandering, but you said this in April, but at least at the flea market, because once in a while I'll walk into the punching room where all the phone calls are coming in, and I kid you not, ever since we started May 8th till now, they're still calling. Is the flea market open? Do we have to wear face masks? And sometimes, because I'm there, I have to hear the conversation, and obviously I don't answer the phone, but once they hang up the phone, I say, don't these people know what age we're living right now? And you still have to ask, do I have to wear a face mask? I'm like, unless you just came out of a fucking island and this is your first time in the mainland and you don't know what's going on.
You know what I've noticed about that? A lot of places say no mask, no business. They don't care though. Just yesterday, I was at Food Max. There was a dude in there walking around without a mask, and it says clearly when you walk into the store, if you don't wear a mask, you won't get service. Why did they kick him out? Because they'd rather have the business. The thing right now is that money, because it's so tight everywhere.
There have been videos and stuff where there are confrontations too, and I think businesses, it's not so much that obviously it's the money and stuff, but also it's like hacer un pedo, like to fucking make a.
But you're risking people's lives over not wanting to tell somebody that they need to wear a mask or leave. Like
There's also been like cases where these fools will go around the whole store, and then when they get to the register with all their shit, they're like, I'm not selling you anything because you're not wearing a face mask. And those incidents like that.
You heard about the couple that was wearing a swastika face mask that got banned for...
Jesus Christ.
They got banned by Walmart all over the country for a year. I'm like, and I'm thinking, are you going to train everybody in all the Walmarts across the nation? These two people are not allowed to come in for 1 year. Like, maybe that one store where these two idiots went into, but how are you going to...
I think it's just the idea of it. Obviously, I don't know how hard they're going to be able to follow up on
exactly,
that.
But I mean...
It's just the idea of saying, you're banned from our company for a year. They could probably go straight to the next town over and go to the Walmart there and get in, like, straight out.
Well,
or in the same town.
Thanks to social media, I mean, it might be possible.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe...
It's just the social media be like, look at Walmart, they're actually doing something. No, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's just some crazy times that we're living in. I think people are just mentally just too desperate, tired, annoyed. It's just accumulation of a lot of things that people are like, fuck it. Like the whole thing that's happening in Portland, like I support protesters, but I think the reason why over there is just too overwhelming is just that people are just have a lot of free time. They have nothing else to do, and they take it out,
Dude, a lot of those same people that you're fighting with on Twitter, they have nothing better to do. Honestly, it's like, dude, if this is what I'm going to waste my time on today is trying to cancel this guy that I don't fucking even know.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about. And honestly, I barely give a fuck about this internet stuff. But I'm going to take time out of my day to sit there and fight with them on Twitter.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of fucking people that don't have shit to do. Mi mamá les decía, sin que hacer es, pinche sin quehaceres,
And
like,
I
that's
think
cool.
it's just people that are miserable and like, you know what? Instead of being happy for this person that has a job, let me see what I can do to bring him down to my level of misery.
Yeah.
Because
Just
that's the exact reason why I decided to jump into this conversation. Because I saw the video, I could have been like, well, yeah, you know, like, well, tough luck. You know, it's not the first time I see security here beat up somebody. But the fact that they were trying to fire this guy, that he was, you know, to an essence, he was doing his job. He had done something differently. Of course, there's always another choice in order to fix a problem. But to
Right.
fire this person over something that these people don't know, just because you know what, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I agree. This 28-second video to me is the definitive reason why this guy should get fired. I'm like, no, there's something else happened for 30 minutes. You're basing these 28 seconds, but disregard the 30 minutes prior, and let's get this guy fired. That's why I was like, nah, I think that's wrong. This is what's wrong with social media. You're firing people, and to a certain extent, when people say, like cops are all bad, like no, cops are human beings too. You know, yeah, there's some instances where you see the guy running away and the cop shoots him in the back. I don't care what happened before. Nothing can accumulate for that being justified.
I think it's so ironic that these people will watch a video and can't control their emotions, but they'll tell that cop, in that 1 second, you should have controlled your emotion.
Yeah.
I can't, but you should. You know what I mean? Like, I find that really ironic with, like, cancel culture and everything and stuff.
No, but again, Juan, we go back to the whole training thing. But they train. I mean, sure, you know, sometimes they talk about how long some of these officers train for it, and it's not the longest time, right?
Yeah,
from what
that's
I understand.
Stuff. It's
Yeah,
like,
from what I understand, they get them out as quickly as possible. But still, though, that's the problem. Is that you want these people to act as trained professionals, but yet you don't require them to train for very long. Like if you're going to train for a position where you can carry a gun and you're able to shoot somebody or think you're able to shoot somebody, you should be in fucking like psychiatry. You should be seeing a psychiatrist for at least 6 months before you even start regular training to get you mentally ready for this. Because as we can tell, most of these people, or not most, but some of these officers are quick to pull the trigger and quick to beat up people and quick to, because they feel they have this badge, right? So, you know what? Give them longer training. I don't know. I don't even know if that'll help, right? Because some people are just, in their mind, they're ready to go. You could put them in training for 3, 4, 5 years, and once they get out, they're ready to go, and it doesn't matter, right? But I feel like if you're gonna do this, and I get why they don't, right? Because we don't have enough people, we don't, right? But I think that if you're gonna be a person, yeah, of course that too. But if you're gonna be a person of law and uphold the law, and you have a weapon that can essentially kill somebody, you should be seeing a psychiatrist before, during your work, and even after. I mean, because now I don't know if they do or not, right? But I think you should be seeing one like at least 6 months to a year before you actually get into the schooling, so that they can really assess. You know what? No, this guy's all right. Granted, there could be some people who can get
Maybe
past
just
that.
maybe right after an incident, like a major incident, like after being debriefed, all right, go see a psychiatrist for a week and then come
Who
back.
knows? Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe
They're all PTSD'd out.
Maybe
and
they do.
also the people that have opinions and stuff and know the right, quote unquote right way to do everything, why don't you go become a cop or go and like?
Yeah, no, of course, and nobody does, right?
No, it's like those people, like that girl that was all opinionated on your situation. I was like, "Are you in law enforcement?" I bet she went, "No." Why not? Why don't you get in there? You know everything. Go, you know. But fuck no, fuck no. I'm not gonna do that shit.
Yeah,
I know that there's this whole defund the police and what is it? All cops are bad. ABAC. So like people say all this fucking like it's fun to say things, but it's the wrong way to go about it, because if you want to see change, you don't take money away.
Yeah. Also, like to that point, it's like, who do you think is listening? Do you think that criminals that don't give a fuck about what's going on and are looking for opportunities to do more crime, when you're telling them what you're gonna do, like something like defund the police, you think those fucking people are gonna be like, I'm just gonna be good from now on? You know, like, no, they're gonna take advantage, dude. You know, it's like, fuck, dude. You know, like that's not. I mean, some people that are asking for certain things don't understand the full consequences of everything. If criminals, real criminals that don't give a fuck about your protest, don't give a fuck about cops, don't give a fuck about nobody, know that there's gonna be less cops.
Yeah, that's just like hunting grounds now. Like they're just excited for it. They're just waiting for
open
that.
game, open
game, open season.
Yeah.
So like you guys were saying, defunding the police, like it's a feel good saying, but it's not the reality because you need to put more money into their training so that when something happens, you pull that person out and then have them go under psychological like review to see if they're not PTSD'd out from the event, and they don't bring that on into the next thing. What I'm about to say might not be popular at all.
Be careful. Be careful what you say.
I already hate it.
It might get us in trouble, but all we need is 28 seconds. Apparently,
I don't support anything this motherfucker says. Anybody who's watching it, Chris is on his own. Fuck him.
The following opinion does not necessarily reflect that of J.E.S.Kidding.
And he lives at 1435.
He lives at 200 Heading.
200 heading. I'm not. I think what happened to George Floyd is fucking terrible. Like, we should not live in a society where you can be killed on the street. And I'm not defending. I already forgot the name of that officer.
I don't even know it to begin with.
You take a bunch of. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know it. I don't want to know. I don't care. Like, I hope they try him. I hope it's a fair trial because God forbid it isn't. We're gonna have a fucking revolution on our hands, and we're in that destabilization phase of that country coming apart. But if you are PTSD'd the fuck out and you think your life is on the line all the time, and you're seeing red and you're not paying attention, and not excusing anybody, I'm not excusing this, but you take things to an extreme. The guy shouldn't be a cop. But how many people that guy must have, or any other officer, and again, I'm not defending that officer in particular, but how many people hear people say things like, I'm having a heart attack, I can't breathe, I can't do this, I can't do that, and they're bullshitting, and they get up and attack them. Like, that happens. Now, that doesn't justify what happened to that man. George Floyd, that was a preventable death, and that's on it. But coming from the healthcare field that I'm in, I hear, I can't breathe, I'm having chest pain, I need my narcotics. Like, you hear bullshit artists all the time, but you have to follow through with all of them in a professional manner. You can't just decide judge, jury, and executioner. You have to follow all of them through the protocols.
Chris, but the difference is that when they come to you, you don't have your knee on the back of their neck, though.
No, I'm not saying, but that's part of the training too. It's bad training. I'm not saying what that guy did.
And that's why I said it. I think that they need more than whatever the amount of time these guys get in training. You know, they need to know that that's not what you got to do. I'm sure he does. And something, maybe that cop just doesn't like black people, right? Well, no.
That guy had a personal vendetta on that guy too, so he's not a good guy. Like, I'm not defending him.
Yeah.
I'm saying for all those other people that are out there that are like, they got into being a
you're hella breaking up.
Reality is it's out there. Lives, they make mistakes. For all those people that become police officers, they're out there trying to help, and from when they're PTSD'd out, you can make mistakes. So we need to have better training for the police officers so they don't pull shit like that. And if they have an event where they're PTSD'd out, pull them out. Don't keep them in there. I'm not defending that guy at all.
It's like the same thing that happened at the Fruitdale station. That guy that ended up shooting in, I forgot the kid's name, in the back. He supposedly he reached out to his left side to get his taser gun, but he said, "Oh, by mistake, I grabbed my gun." First of all, and this I know this from people that have worked at bar. You're trained to put one weapon in one side on purpose and the other one on the other side on purpose, so you know which side is which. Two, the grip of a handgun to a taser gun is completely different. You, as soon as you grab it, you will know that you're grabbing either a taser gun or a fire weapon. So that argument was bullshit. Both arguments were bullshit. And then we find out that bar station officer, he was going through some like personal drama. He was overworked, overstressed out. I guess he was going through a divorce or something. So this guy was at that moment, he just was, fuck, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Yeah, he was seeing red. He was already seeing red before the incident.
And
that's
so
what I said.
We're gonna take money away from the that funds training these people. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually heard on I think it was Joe Rogan podcast. He had a guest and stuff. This guy was
my boy Joe. Yeah, I know.
My boy JR. Yeah,
JR.
He had a guy that's I think a Navy SEAL or whatever, and he was talking about. He had a great idea. If cops should actually be in training, constant training, 20% of the time that they're in service and stuff. Like, so if you work 5 days a week, one of those days is just spent on training. Yeah. That would actually be like.
And that's why I said I think they should always. Now I don't know. Again, I don't know if a lot of these cops have like a regular psychiatrist that they speak to during their career of being a cop or not. I don't know, but if they don't, I think a lot of them should, just so that they can.
They should.
Yeah, keep being reassessed and somebody telling them, okay, you know what, those thoughts ain't good, or no, you're all right, you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Because the end result is what we're going through right now.
Hey, you know what? Like you said, a lot of protesters out there is like, become cops, be the difference. You know, there's always a need for new cops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Socially, I'm on their side. I'm just saying.
No, I get it.
Like, this is preventable. It's preventable, and it's tragic that this is where we're at, and now people are just like, we know better. Listen to us. You can't have another opinion otherwise.
Right.
And it's like, right.
Guys, let's do takeaway because we have less than a minute.
My takeaway is this is why I don't have Twitter. Well, I actually do have one. I just don't use it.
Hey, so you're a liar. My takeaway is Juan's a liar.
Shut up, big sack.
Hey.
My takeaway is Lalo should still keep the Twitter, so we're kind of like in touch or have a tap on the pulse of the community.
My takeaway is that my face is not infamous for being between some chick's legs. So I'm the Twitter guy.
Hey, it's better than being in between a guy's legs, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.